The Guy, Sharyn and Clint podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Guy, Sharyn and Clint podcast. Thank you for joining us.
We have been touched by an angel. Is that a weird thing to say? Touched by an angel, I always thought was a bad name for a TV show. It sounds a little bit like you've been molested by an angel.
Yeah, it sounds like a confession show where they counsel you through having been touched by an angel.
On today's show, I was a little bit worried about this because we did get, charmed. We did get seduced a little bit. But we had John Campbell come into the studio and do our AMA. He was genuinely, as much as I hate the guy... As much as he's my journalistic rival and someone I battle with every day in the press scrums, I got to admit he was pretty impressive. And when he left, just looking at other people's reactions, looking at Chang fawning over him and everything like that, I got to be honest with you, it felt like he was JC. It felt like we'd been touched by Jesus or something amazing. It was spiritual.
You just hang on to every word that he says. Like when he was talking, I was kind of like, na 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 na.
You get lost in his beautiful brown eyes.
I was under a John Campbell spell.
I love how well he listens to you.
I love that he's so genuine.
I think we're still under his spell. I think he may have cast the spell in the room and then departed. How long do you think before the spell wears off?
7:30
weeknight. I was going to say, maybe he casts it nightly and it's a 24-hour thing.
Yeah, so that we'll watch the show tonight.
Yeah.
So check that out in the show because that was a lot of fun. Also coming up, uberfacts, Sharyn eats a caramel koala, my new segment, Auntie Trish listens to popular music, and who could forget my awesome rendition of Rita Ora song. I nailed it.
Headphone
that song,
karaoke.
they definitely knew what that song was.
Here's a podcast.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint.
Morning, Guy, Sharyn and Clint here. It is 6 o'clock.
Konnichiwa. Chang, Clint has a bad... Oh, that's why I'm going to call you Chang, because you've got a negative attitude towards soccer, and I don't like it.
The thing you'll find the game is called football.
It's called football. I'm sorry. People get so offended when you get that wrong.
Yeah. I'm just saying, whoa, 1-0. What a thriller.
It is I can't handle watching the football because it's so long, and a lot of the time nothing like that amazing happens.
A goal is amazing.
Yeah, but
countries live or die on the knife edge.
If you watch such a long game and they score one goal, it's like, come on.
Do you know when nothing
try
amazing
is amazing, and the All Blacks scored
not.
6 of them?
No, it's not amazing because no one plays rugby and no one cares about rugby, whereas this is a country's livelihood. If Colombia doesn't do well in the World Cup, they go home to Colombia and they get killed by drug lords. This is important stuff.
What do? Get smuggled with cocaine?
Basically. Oh, no, shot with machetes, mate. No, that's not.
You can't get shot
I
with a machete.
know nothing about drug lords.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint. On the edge.
From one groundbreaking feature to another, guys. Get ready. It's second day. It is a game that we'd like to play called It's in the Paper, where you can use this knowledge to tell your friends about it later today. And when they say, really, did that happen? You're like, yes, it's in the paper. For goodness sake. God, I think that's what I always say when people don't believe me. I'm like, it's in the paper. Did you not read it? It's in the paper, guys. So we're going to do that today.
How this works, Sharyn hands one of us the paper, having not read it yet because we're terribly unorganised and we literally just rolled out of bed.
Which is the other reason we have this feature called It's in the Paper.
And we talk about it for, 30 seconds?
30 seconds, you have to tell us about what the story is about. So I'm going to give you today's paper, the New Zealand Herald, and you have to tell us about the lead story for It's in the Paper.
Okay, the cover story on the New Zealand Herald today, camera plan to beat school bullies. Now, this is a story about schools around New Zealand who plan to put cameras in schools to videotape bullies so that when they do something embarrassing, the school can put it on YouTube and then bully the bullies.
That's
and
genius.
That way, the bullies become the bullied, and the circle of life is complete. So we're installing all these cameras. There's going to be links. We don't know how to keep the perverts out of the footage yet, but that's a detail and we'll get around to it later. And that this morning is what's in the paper.
Wow.
I am so glad that we did It's in the Paper because when I saw that headline this morning, I thought that they had got robot cameras that ran around the school and looked for bullies and then beat them.
I feel educated and informed.
Thank you so much.
That is...
Good work, Clint.
It's in the paper.
It's in the paper!
It's in the paper, mate!
Because it's in the paper.
I saw it in the paper!
Guy, Sharyn and Clint. On the edge.
Time for a new segment in the show. It's called What Sam Wallace on Breakfast is Wearing. Yesterday, he was wearing an army helmet that said TVNZ for no particular reason.
It was a baseball hat, like a baseball helmet that's just come in, and I tweeted him and asked why he was wearing it, and he said, it's a new baseball helmet that's come in, and I said, yeah, but why are you wearing it? And he just favorited my tweet and didn't reply. He had nothing. I think he just wanted to wear a silly hat.
No, he didn't know why he was wearing it.
I don't think it was a baseball helmet either. It was like a Nazi war helmet, and I think it was just too soon, and that's why he had to cover it up. Today, he's gone with what I would call a silky red shirt. I can't tell what brand it is.
I'd say it was a coral shirt.
But he's doing the classic thing that every man of his age that plays for a social rugby team does after the match when they're at the pub, and that's gone for the 2-button undo.
One button too many.
He's got a bit of cleavage in there.
He's got heavage, and he looks like Ron Jeremy reading the weather.
Do you do that, Clint, when you go to the rugby club rooms after a game?
No,
Do you drop a couple of buttons, or are you still a button all the way up because you got to keep it hip all times?
No, just undo the only button you're meant to do, which is the top button, and do the rest up.
See, I like the heavage on a rugby player.
So do you like Sam Walsh? Sam Walsh is quite cut. Do you like his Sam the Weatherman's look?
I said on a rugby player because it makes you want to it's like an invitation to rip the rest of their shirt down.
Well, it's interesting you mention that because Clint actually observed that this is a style that has developed from none other than the head boy of New Zealand, Richie McCaw.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, so I told you not to talk about that because I'm not in love with him anymore.
It doesn't. No, but it doesn't matter.
You're leading me back to him with his heavage, and it's a breakup because it's broken, guys.
I'm just saying, old dad Jeans McCaw has pioneered this style, and it's got to stop because it's not a good look. Maybe I'm just jealous because I don't have the body to pull it off.
I would say it more comes from South Island farmers that used to crank the AirTech shirt and pop the collar. I'm going to put it out there. There is nothing hotter than a guy in an AirTech shirt with a popped collar. That is my weakness.
If you're getting your fashion advice from a South Island farmer in a shirt that's called a AirTech who's popping a collar like they're a rapper or something like that,
let me just stop.
You've got issues.
You are hardly one to be giving fashion advice.
I'm the king of fashion. I'm New Zealand's sexiest man, mate.
Most of the time you look like you're wearing a primary school uniform to school.
I'm
you wear
the
black
sexiest man in New Zealand, thank you very much.
Jersey like that. Yeah, you're a sexiest man in New Zealand because you're the only one that had a radio show to ask and beg for votes every day.
Hey, it's all good. Guy.
Don't be mean to my farmers.
Nice knitted sweater, bro.
Hey, and
it looks really nice with your white turtleneck t-shirt.
Hey, don't turn this back on me.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint. On the edge.
We've been in the job for 2 days now, and it's already time to start stealing ideas from JJ, Mike and Dom.
It's JJ, Mike and Dom's
Headphone karaoke. Yeah.
You would have heard JJ, Mike and Dom doing this. It was amazing. I don't think it's actually possible for anybody to sound good doing headphone karaoke. Mike absolutely murdered Chandelier by Sia.
No, see, murdered is a good thing.
Yeah.
He
these days it is.
I don't know if Sia would agree.
He killed it.
He killed it, bro.
Except he didn't. He kind of killed it.
I mean, he slaughtered it.
Hey, judge for yourself.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, drink, throw 'em back till I lose count. I'm gonna swing from the chandelier, from the chandelier.
And that guy thinks he can sing.
No, he usually can sing. That's what's scary.
The guy who can't sing is Dom. This was his attempt.
If you're getting ahead of the program, I want you to be mine, lady, to hold your body close. Take another step into no man's land for the longest time, lady. I need you, darling. Come on, set the tone. If you feel you're falling, won't you let me know?
So Sophie's here from JJ, Mike and Dom show. Hello, Sophie. Good morning.
Morning, guys.
I guess the idea with this game is just go all in, right?
Yeah, and so we all...
I don't know why that microphone's not working. Hang on.
It's one of those situations where I'm sure I can do a better job. Like I know I'm cocky, but I just sure I can do better than that.
You should have seen Mike's face when he heard it play back. He was so embarrassed, thought he'd done a really good job.
Maybe we've been lying to him all these years by auto-tuning his parodies, and that's what he actually sounds like.
Yeah.
I think what we do here is we'll get you, Sophie, to pick a song right now. Do you have a song in mind that we should sing?
I do.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys are going to go. Rita Ora, I Will Never Let You Down. I think it's going to be really hard.
And that's got that big... I'll never. No one's going to sound good with that.
Well,
Yeah.
I've printed out the lyrics. I reckon that's a good one.
Okay, let's do that, and let's take calls right now as to who should sing it, and after the song we'll come back and one of us will sing in headphone karaoke. Does that work?
Yeah.
All right, would you like to hear sing out of Guy, Sharyn, or myself?
I know, I'd love to hear Guy sing.
I'm going to nail it. I got a good feeling about my ability.
It's JJ, Mike and Dom's.
Headphone karaoke. Yeah. Nailed it.
We are taking your votes for headphone karaoke. You need to choose between myself, Guy, or Clint, and you need to decide which one of us is going to be singing Rita Ora's I Will Never Let You Down. And the beauty of this is that nobody can hear what they sound like, so we'll be laughing. They'll have their back turned to us so they can't see us laughing at them.
Someone texted in to say, please not Guy, anyone but bloody him.
And we've got Matt on the phone who has got the deciding vote. Matt, who is singing this morning? Guy, myself, or Clint?
We better make Guy do it.
All right. I'm a veteran.
Matt, are you sure you want to do that to the people in New Zealand this early in the morning?
Yeah, well, they all need something to wake up to, don't they?
Yeah, well, that's definitely going to be something to wake up to. All right, thank you, man.
All good, all good.
Guy is currently putting on the noise-cancelling headphones. He's taken his microphone.
I'm ready to go, guys. Can you hear me?
You need to turn your back, babes. We don't want to be talking to you.
Well, the idea of you turning your back is that you can't see our reaction, so you don't know if you're doing a good job or a bad job.
I'm sure I'll be doing a good job.
All right.
I'm feeling confident.
Now, Cooge is here to record you so it can go on the edge.co.nz. Guy has headphones on. He's going to play Rita Ora in his headphones.
La 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 la. You ready?
Just give me a little bit more on that microphone.
La 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 la. I'm in key, guys. I'm in tune. I'm
Okay.
ready to go.
You're definitely something.
When you're ready, push play on what's in your headphones and you can take away headphone karaoke.
What we gonna do? I'll make it easy just to let it loose. Watch the sunlight and it's coming through. Open the window, let it shine for you. 'Cause I've been sick and working, no good, I've been doing just fine. Yes, I've been tired of watching me forget to have a good time. Boy, you can take these faces, never keeping it real. I know exactly how you feel when you think you've had enough, and then I might just give it up. Oh, I will never let you down when you think you're feeling love and what you're dreaming of. Oh, I will never let you down.
I feel let down.
Touch him on the back. I think that's enough.
I will never let you down.
That's enough. I definitely feel let down after that.
How do you think I went?
How do you think you went?
I thought I had a bit of a croak in my throat, so I got to apologise to people because I had a bit of a cold.
Had a bit of a croak.
But besides that, I feel like I was taught how to sing at St Joseph's Primary School in Nelson by Pete Rainey, and I feel like he'd be very proud of me right now.
Okay, mate.
Is that guy been fired already for lying to children, or is he still there?
We've just done a round of headphone karaoke. Guy was wearing a pair of noise-cancelling headphones and has no idea how he sounded. Guy, your thoughts on how you sounded first?
Just between me and you, quietly confident. I relish the opportunity to sing in front of the people of New Zealand and let my vocal cords be shown off. Let's be honest.
Okay, well, before you hear what you did sound like, let's get some reviews from our judges. Brett, what did you think of Guy's performance?
Well, I thought the performance was fantastic and that he should have right of entry to X Factor or The Voice.
Wow. Brett, I need to ask, how much are you being paid for this good review?
Well, I was hoping for a couple of free CDs and a DVD, but,
he deserves it.
Okay,
that was
well,
great.
hold the line, Brett. We'll sort that one out for you. We'll hook you up. Bex, what's your review of Guy?
I think it was awesome. It actually made my day already.
These are good reviews.
2 positive reviews.
I can't believe that you've got 2. Thank you, Bex.
I can't wait to hear myself.
And Zane, your thoughts, please.
Well, I'm wide awake now after hearing that. I reckon he should give up his day job and carry on singing.
I should quit and go into the music industry full time. Very encouraging words. Thank you very much, sir.
I'm not sure if you should take this feedback, but here we go.
I feel like your parents lying to you.
This is what you really sounded like during headphone karaoke for your benefit.
I know exactly how you feel when you think you've had enough, and then I might just give it up. I will never let you down when you think you're feeling love and what you're dreaming of. I will never let you down. I was hitting those notes almost.
The most amazing thing that just happened in the studio is that while that was playing, Guy had this really delusional look on his face, and he nodded the head along like he was hearing a Beyonce track for the first time.
There you go. That is Guy Williams' attempt at headphone karaoke. Well done, mate. Good job.
Sorry, I'd like to apologise to everyone who had to hear that. That was appalling.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint. On the edge.
We were expecting a wee story from Chang here. He had something very exciting that he wanted to come in and tell us
Breaking news,
about.
guys. Chang,
He's running in now.
Chang is running direct from the Chang News studio to break us some very exciting news. Chang, welcome to the studio. What do you got for us, mate?
Well, this is Chinese News Year.
Chinese News Year from Chang.
This was shared actually quite a lot on my Facebook feed overnight.
Okay.
Why are you laughing, Sharyn?
Direct from Chang's Facebook page.
I'm just laughing at the racist music that's gone underneath.
It's not racist, it's
not
culturally
racist.
appropriate.
It's my people's music. How is that racist?
Okay, carry on.
Okay.
You're racist for thinking it's racist.
Yeah,
Let's go,
racist.
Chang.
So the article, imagine this photo. There's this Asian guy, legs sticking out of this sculpture, which looks like a vagina.
Okay, Chang. You said lady bits.
Yeah, lady bits, yes. So he was dared to jump into this sculpture in the US.
Okay.
As a dare, and he got stuck in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I did see this.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
It's very funny. It took 25 firemen.
25 firemen?
Yeah, 5 fire engines.
5 what?
And a number of paramedics to get this guy out of the Lady Bits sculpture.
It looked like he was being birthed.
So
by a stone.
Yeah.
I think that was the joke when he got it.
Yeah, well, he got stuck and there was no forceps to get him out.
So your story, your breaking news that you brought in, is the lead story from stuff.co.nz last night.
Yeah.
And it is that an Asian dude got stuck in a large stone lady bits.
Yeah. So the stone actually gave birth to an Asian man.
Even by your standards.
Excuse me, you can't just steal my joke to make your crappy story better.
But it comes from my people, so it's okay.
Hey, that was very informative, Chang. Thank you so much for it. It's always good to have you keeping us up to date. Cheers, mate.
That is another edition of Chinese News Year.
Hi.
Bit racist when I do the accent.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint. On the bloody edge.
New Zealand is one of those countries, and we should be glad for this, that there's bugger all news going on most of the time. And that's a good thing, but it does mean that crappy stories get to the top. And this week, it is the story of Lucan Batterson, who's the guy from St. John's College in, what's the town that's in? Hastings, who's gone all the way to the High Court in Wellington to fight for his right to have a goddamn ponytail at school. If you don't know the case, he had a ponytail, the school said cut it off, he said no, they suspended him, and now him and his dumbass parents are taking the school to the High Court. I'm like, either cut it off or just go to a different school. It's that easy.
But I think that they kind of have a point at the same time, because you have a uniform, which is their clothes that they're wearing there, and, you know, he's doing that all correctly. Why can't he have one thing that reflects who he is?
Because they make the rules. If you want to be who you want, go to your own school, homeschool, leave school, get a job. I can do whatever I want because I don't go to school. Like, you can do whatever you want.
I think it is good, and that he should be able to reflect his personality in some way instead of going to school and just everyone being exactly the same little robots.
His lawyer compared him to Martin Luther King. Did you hear that?
That is so pathetic.
That's a little OTT.
I'm so angry about this. I want to fly down to Hastings or Wellington or wherever the F he is and cut off his ponytail myself and go, Come on, mate. Sort your life out.
His dad is a big advocate for his son doing what he wants. Did you see his dad on the news?
His dad's got long-ass dreadlocks.
His dad's got dreadlocks down to his bum, which there's nothing wrong with.
And he's like, no, but he was like, I find it hard to get a job. Well, cut off your dreadlocks then. If you want, I love dreadlocks, don't get me wrong, have dreadlocks, but if you're looking for a job that doesn't want you to have dreadlocks, cut off, you got options. You can do whatever you want. It's ridiculous.
Well, that has got us thinking this morning, because I think we need to change the subject, because guys,
I'm fired up.
His head's going to explode, he's getting sweaty, it's just not a good look.
Yeah.
We want to talk this morning about the weird modifications of your school uniform that you would do.
Rebelling against the state.
Yes.
We used to do at our school, we had compulsory hats to stop us from getting school head cancer. What we used to do, they're the big brimmed ones, we used to fold them over and turn them around so they're like pirate hats.
Mate, then you're no better than Luke and Batterson.
We were rebels. Well, I didn't take the school to high court, that's for sure. I remember in Nelson we also did the girls at Nelson Girls College used to shorten their long kilts down to mini skirts. And I'm like, if you're wearing a mini skirt to school, life is going to be tough, eh? Like you're in for a lot of trouble if that's what you're up to.
At our school, we were the opposite. We wanted our kilts to be long. It was cooler for them to be long, and so people used to like wear them real long, so they're almost dragging under your feet. But in the summer, they made us wear the ugliest shoes of all time, Roman sandals. And so to make them cool, you were cool if you wore your Roman sandals with the back down, so they were more like scuffs and jandals.
There's nothing,
and slip-ons instead of having the back up.
There's nothing that teachers hate more than you wearing the back of your Roman sandals down.
Yeah, well,
it's like you're standing on the school crest or something.
Rebel.
0800 The Edge or text into 3343. How did you rebel against your school by modifying your school uniform?
Yeah, how much of a rebel were you? How did you fight the power? You probably didn't take them to court, but maybe.
God.
You know it's not the first time it's happened?
What?
In the 70s, another guy at high school in Onehunga took the school to court as well for the same thing.
Oh, God.
Sophie, one of our producers, saw it this morning and she was like, actually, that's a really good haircut. So
it is. I think it is.
She disagrees with you.
He looks not, especially when he ties it back into his little man bun. I thought he looked really nice.
His little man bun. Oh, don't you look sexy with your little man bun? Say that to him and he'll cut it off.
And in his school uniform, I don't want to speak too out of turn here, but he looked like Heath Ledger in 10 Things I Hate About You, and that was okay with me. I didn't mind it all.
Sharyn, stop being attracted to school kids.
No, I'm not attracted to school kids. I'm just saying that's who he looked like.
Okay.
Now, we're talking about your uniform modifications that you made yourself when you were at school, just to kind of rebel a little. And Logan, what did you used to do?
Well, we had these terrible red woolen jerseys that we had to wear in winter. And the material used to always stretch out heaps.
Yeah.
Like you end up with wizard sleeves, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one lunchtime, we just cut them off. Really, had a sweet sweater vest going on.
Oh
sick.
God, that is awesome.
Did you end up in court?
Well, we ended up in the principal's office.
Yeah. Okay.
This harks back to the greatest school uniform bend of all time. I think you guys probably know what I'm talking about. Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh yeah.
He took his blazer, turned it inside out, had a sick-ass pattern on the inside. He had a multicoloured blazer.
Yeah.
I tried to do the same thing at Nelson College. Turns out we just had grey on the inside. I looked like a dude in a weird shiny grey jacket.
Uh-oh. People at our school were like similar when what Logan was saying, when the jerseys would stretch out. We had this guy that used to have his right one stretch right out and then he'd chew on it. And so he basically just walked around with this massive one dread coming off of his jersey. Monique, what did you used to do?
Well, not me, but at my school, a lot of the boys actually roll up their school shorts, so it's above the knee.
Oh.
Normally you hear about girls rolling up their school skirts, but no, it's boys.
Was it a sexy thing to have shorty shorts?
Well, no, they just quite annoyed because the shorts somehow cover their knees, so they get really annoyed and roll them right up, so they're like stubby.
And I guess it just comes back to that rule of no one under 35 wants to wear 3/4 pants. Except for
Chang.
Sorry, Chang.
Sorry, Chang.
Chang doesn't own a pair of full-length pants or full short shorts. He's always somewhere in between.
On 0800 The Edge, we have got Hope. What was your uniform modification, Hope?
We had to wear black leather black lace-up shoes, so I just decided to wear bright pink shoelaces.
Oh, you are
I never
crazy.
said they had to be black, but they changed the code of conduct next year for it.
Oh, just because of you and your wacky shoelaces.
Yeah.
I hope they were at least the ones that that were like, oh, you didn't even have to tie them up, and they would just look like springs.
They were the springy ones. They were so cool.
That is
Amazing.
awesome. I love that.
Because when you're at school, you feel like these are like huge battles that you're winning. Pink shoelaces in your face, teachers. You guys suck. I
I'm
roll.
trying to be an individual here, guys. It's pretty hard when you've got to wear the same as everyone else.
And Hope, what colour are your shoelaces today?
Oh, wear gumboots now.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you're still not wearing the shoelaces, so you're still a rebel, babes.
Someone texted in and said about Lucan, they said, St. John's, sounds like a Christian school. Pretty sure Jesus had long hair. How many dudes at his school do you reckon have used that defence? Like, I'm just trying to emulate my hero, a little guy called Jesus Christ. You might have heard of him.
Oh, I wonder if they also do that when they're trying to do sit-ups during class because they're trying to get sweet abs like Jesus.
This obsession you have with Jesus' abs is weird.
Sick. It's weird.
And no one knows where it came from.
Look at the pictures. It came from Jesus. He's ripped to shreds.
No. There's no photographs of Jesus. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this in the break.
He was clearly not on the paleo diet, guys. He was on the impaleo diet.
Oh. Oh, no, I'm with you on that. That's all good. Yeah, there you go.
You know what time it is? You're about to get uber-facted in the face. No, she did it.
Oh, yes, she did.
Jesus.
First up, I ain't got time for your hating when I'm all about celebrating.
Uber
So,
fact.
shush. Uber fact
Take them with a
number
pinch
one,
of
guys.
salt.
Everyone's been to the doctor. Am I right? Yes, because
Yes.
most of us were delivered by one. But did you know that doctors, with their sloppy handwriting, have caused over 7,000 deaths in this world?
No.
So that last time that you were diagnosed with, which is what it looks like when the doctor wrote it, you could have died because of his handwriting.
That is not true. No one has ever calculated that.
You work in radio. What do you know? Fact number two. If you've taken the absolute mickey out of somebody that works at McDonald's, take it back, my friend, because McDonald's in America gets more applicants a year than the people that try to go to Harvard University.
Guy used to work at McDonald's and he's a loser, but not because he worked at McDonald's.
Just because he's a loser.
That's an
Over
obvious.
fact
There's
number
way more
three.
McDonald's than Harvard's.
I love chocolate, and this is a good one if you like chocolate and wine. The world's oldest person lived to be 122 years old.
Wow.
Oh my God, Sharyn, that is so old.
That's amazing.
I know, right? And do you want to know what the diet is? The trick that she lived by. Her diet consisted of a tablespoon of olive oil a day,
What?
port wine, and the best part, 1 kg of chocolate a week. Oh, nom. It sounds like my dream
I don't
diet.
think that's the secret. That's just how she got there. It could be anything.
All I'm saying is that when I tried that diet, it gave me 20 kgs, not 20 years of life. Am I right? And contrary to popular belief, bulls that you see when they have them at the rodeo, yeehaw, cannot actually see the colour red. And I was like, how do we even know this? Has anyone asked a bull? And then nobody could back that up. So what I did is that I've got my mate Franco the bull in the studio this morning.
Oh, Jesus.
Is it true, Franco? Oh, yes, Sharyn, that is true. I wish I could see the colour red. One day you will, Franco. Oh, poor Franco, eh? Thanks for coming in, mate. Good to see you.
That's not a real bull.
And were you here? He was just... You're blind. Get better glasses, buddy. And finally, by the time that most Americans are 18 years old, they have eaten about 1,500 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Who's counting? Why is that interesting? Why is that a fact?
Time, peanut butter jelly time. That's the only reason
Did you just do that fact so you could sing Peanut Butter Jelly Time?
Peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time.
Hey.
And that, my friends, has been an enlightening episode of Uber Facts. You know what time it is. You're about to get Uber Facted in the face. No, she did it.
Oh, yes, she did.
Someone just texted and told me to go shoot myself.
That person. That person
It's going to be so awkward if I don't turn up tomorrow.
That is a horrible thing to say to someone.
Hey,
that person's a dick.
Look, it is awkward the first time you get uber-factored in the face.
It is. No, it's never a pleasant experience the first time.
Not the first time, but I tell you what, I was a big skeptic to begin with. I quite enjoy getting uber-factored right in my goddamn face these days. We do have a little bit of feedback for you, though.
Oh, God. Is this going to make me feel bad about myself?
I don't know.
Am I going to go home and have to write a sad poem?
Steve, is it good feedback or bad feedback?
It was good.
Oh, yes. Okay, I was starting off my poem with, today was a bad day. It was a sad day.
No, you tell you what, you sound like a real fun chick.
Oh, thanks, Steve. Now, are you disputing one of my facts, or are you agreeing with me?
No, I'm just listening intently. I'm thinking, my God, this is interesting stuff.
Which one in particular? The peanut butter and jelly?
Oh, no, the whole damn lot, mate.
Okay.
You just sound like a real fun chick, mate, I'll tell you.
Well, do you want to be my friends? Because someone checks in and goes, I bet you've got no friends. And
I don't charge much.
Okay, good, because the ones I'm paying right now are real expensive, Steve, so let's get in touch and hang out.
Yeah, good on you, mate.
Done.
Okay, thank you, Steve.
Guys, Sharyn and Clint. Edge.
There's nothing better than mixing modern pop culture with old people that don't quite understand it. That's where I devised the new, I'm calling it a hit segment. No one else has called it that, but I'm calling it myself. You got to believe in yourself if no one else does.
You can't call something a hit if you've done it once, mate.
It's called Guys Auntie Trish Listens to Pop Music, and that pretty much explains exactly what it is. Hit the title.
Time now for Guys Auntie Trish Listens to Popular Music.
Oh, it's so loud. Can you turn it down a bit, please?
All right, let's get this party started. DJ, spin that track.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy.
I grew up in a room without a roof, and I'll tell you right now, I was not happy. That's one thing for sure. Hey! Don't you bloody swear, you little dick, for f***'s sake! Well, I don't like you very much at all now that I hear you using filthy language. Thank you very much.
Every time that you get undressed, I hear symphonies in my head. I wrote this song just looking at you.
I know you wrote this song looking at me. I was bloody there and it was bloody awkward. I was putting my nightie on and you were looking at me writing a bloody song like some sort of pervert.
Jason Derulo.
I know your name is Jason Derulo. You said that earlier.
Jason Derulo.
Stop saying your name.
Jason Derulo.
Shut up. Oh, that's it. I'm off to get my gun.
That was Guys Auntie Trish Listens to Popular Music.
That was really loud.
She's quite keen on her gun, Auntie Trish, isn't she?
Thank you so much, Auntie Trish, for giving us your interesting opinions.
All I'm saying, Auntie Trish, don't drink a cask and then go look for your gun. It's not going to end well.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint on the edge.
Coming in very shortly, he's just dropping off his kids to school. Oh, adorable.
And that's not a toilet joke either.
Is John No, that was no. Oh no, it was no. Oh, I hate that joke. That is the worst joke ever.
Why'd you make it
genuinely, then? No, I wasn't making it.
Why'd you make a toilet joke about John Campbell? He's probably not going to come in now.
No. Coming up next, it's very serious. We have none other than Sweep the Studio sorted out. We've got John Campbell from the hit show on TV3 at 7 p.m, Campbell Live, coming in to talk to the audience.
Can we just stop you there? His show name is Campbell Live, and you have done that crappy Campbell Live
It's a good
joke
gag.
every single time that you've mentioned.
It's a quality gag.
It was
what
funny
I call
the first time. It was okay the second time.
I've been doing it for at least 2 years, and everyone I've said it to has always laughed longingly and hardly.
Have you ever wondered why John Campbell has a show that's about him and you are just a side piece? It's because you repeat the same crappy gags.
So we've got to find some questions for Campbell Live, and we're asking you via the text machine. Text in 3343. Anything you want. Nothing is off limits. We're going to have some fun. We're going to ask him serious questions. We're going to ask him stupid questions. Sharyn, you've always wanted to ask him if that's his real hair.
Well, I wasn't going to word it like that. I was going to word it with, so, the hair's great.
It's totally his real hair.
Segue into
I was going to say, how did you maintain such a fantastic head of hair all these years?
I've watched him get his hair done before. It's beautiful. Like, he has the most amazing head of hair.
Can I just ask, when have you watched him getting his hair done? Because that sounds creepy.
Yeah.
No, because when I used to work at 4 Live, my makeup time was the same time as his sometimes if he had an early interview and Hillary's.
And if you turned up 3 hours to work and hung outside his dressing room for ages.
He's also told me off. We'll reveal one of his pet hates when he comes in as well, when it comes to people's conversations.
We've already had all sorts of questions submitted, and you can keep texting them through and calling through on 0800 The Edge. But people want to know some very interesting stuff, like a couple of the ones from our Facebook page, and they're important questions too. Do you prefer coloured or plain paper clips?
That is very interesting. That is very interesting.
Here's one that I've wanted to ask for a while, and it came in via the text machine. It's, how often do you get told to do or not do a story by your television network? So how often do they, force your hand? Because that's quite interesting, I think.
That is good. And Stephanie McRae sent in a really good one on our Facebook page. Are you a shower singer? If yes, what do you sing?
John Campbell is actually a very big music nerd. Yeah. So I would be very interested to hear what his reply on that was.
Get some
and
recommendations.
what he thinks about the Edge music, maybe. Does he listen to a bit of Miley? Does he get down to Miley?
Maybe.
All right, we're just waiting for him to arrive now, but as soon as he gets here, he'll be live in studio with us.
John Eustace. One bad comedian is enough in the morning.
He's here, so it's time to launch our Ask Me Anything. And you can ask anybody. Go ahead and ask anybody. Yeah, you can ask anybody. Anything. The phone lines are open, and you can call up to ask John Campbell anything.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the studio the host of Campbell Live, TV3, 7 o'clock p.m. in the nights, the wonderful, the amazing John Campbell! There it is.
I always wonder what JJ Dom and Mike would look like. Good to be here.
Well, you look a little bit different.
Yeah.
First of all, I'd like to apologise for that terrible intro.
It was rubbish. Guy Williams, he told Metro Magazine he wants to be the best comedian in the world, which actually I think is a fine and admirable. And look, everyone listening, you want to be the best at whatever you do.
You do.
But using the Campbell Live joke 498 times is not an example of it.
Even John knows.
It's old material. He's recycling, ladies and gentlemen, and it's rubbish. And I think the Edge listeners should demand more of him.
I think so as well, John, and I am so glad that you're here because I already love how much you're burning Guy. And people have asked a lot of questions about you this morning, John. There's some very serious ones, there's some fun ones, and Guy's got the first one.
One I want to kick off with, and this is something, because you're in a position where you're on TV, you open up to things. First of all, how often do you get criticised, and how do you deal with criticism? Because we're getting criticised a lot on the show this morning.
So that's a serious question.
That's a serious question off the bat.
Sorry, it's quite, because once I start talking seriously, I sometimes descend into a trough of darkness. So I know this is commercial radio in the morning, so we don't want to do this. I get criticised every day, sometimes in truly hateful terms. And you just, first of all, you have to think, are they right? And if they're not right, then you just think, okay, then you've got something else going on, and that's your issue rather than mine. And if they are right, you think, I just won't do that again.
Okay. Great answer.
That is a really good answer. We've got Simon on the phone. Good morning, Simon. What's your question for John?
Morning, John Campbell. How are you?
Oh, really good, Simon. How are you, bro?
I'm not too bad, mate. Living the dream.
Oh, yeah. Where are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Bulls, mate. I'm currently in the tractor.
Wonderful.
I know Bulls very well. I used to have a producer when I was on 2020 and 60 Minutes in the 90s called Sue Foley, who lives in Bulls. Fine woman.
Yes, Rowley. I might know that last. Bulls is a small town.
Yeah, it is.
What's your question, Simon?
Come on, Simon.
My question for you, John, a couple. How many times have you been to the Big Day Out? Because I've seen you there twice at least.
Yeah.
And did you enjoy Rage Against the Machine?
Oh, mate, Simon, I feel like our relationship is going. Look, I've been to the Big Day Out lots of times. I can't remember how many. I'm more of an indie kid. I'm more of a wimpier kind of, it's sort of. I mean, I love Rage Against the Machine; they're extraordinary. But my music's kind of more laneway. You know, those kids who sort of look at their shoes and the girls wear floaty frocks and the boys have their shirts done up to the top.
Okay,
yeah.
You're a hipster, John Campbell.
I'm a 50-year-old hipster. There is actually, Simon. There's nothing sadder in the world than a 50-year-old hipster.
You need to grow a beard and get some thick glasses.
You look like you were having a blast sitting there on the train. I really wanted to walk up to you and go, are you looking forward to any bands or anything? But I thought, he probably gets that all the time. So
no, that would have been nice. But the Rage Against the Machine, their energy is just unbelievable, isn't it? It's charismatic.
John, is there a hipster cool band you can recommend for us at the moment?
I like my favourite hipster cool band is probably the Pains of Being Pure at Heart, but they're getting old. You know, they're in their 30s now.
You've just blown me out of the water. I don't even know who that is. I'm going to research after the Pains of Being
Pure at Heart. And there's a kid I love called Frankie Cosmos who kind of more or less performs on her own. She's 19 and she just writes really dumb, almost nursery rhyme jingles with the stupidest lyrics, and I just think she's funny.
You know you're a hipster when you name a band that no one in the room can name. So
you play music that actually you play the music my kids listen to.
Okay,
and I have to say it's good music.
Oh, that's a nice compliment.
That is good. Another question that we keep being asked, away from music, John, is you have sensational hair.
Yeah, it's a plastic wig.
No, but that was the thing, because I was like, no, that is real.
Sharon just
you've answered my question, but people want to know, how do you have such amazing hair?
Well, I when I was born, the doctor said to my mother, "Oh, you've had a toilet brush," and I've looked like that ever since. Really, it just never changes. It was terrible. I did when I was about 16 or 17. You're older. The parents of your listeners will remember the New Romantics, the Human League, and Spandau Ballet and Duran Duran, and they all had long fringes.
Yeah,
and I tried to grow a fringe, and my hair just went up like the Sky Tower.
I imagine it would. Yeah,
it was tragic.
So could you have an afro if you wanted one?
Yeah, probably. I'd have to curl it, but it would do the stand-up work.
Yeah, okay.
Amazing.
And you can ask anybody. Go ahead and ask anybody. Yeah, you can ask anybody. Anything.
What? Was I alone on that? No one wanted to join in?
Guy and I were already on there.
And I was thinking it. This young man here with the camera, is this the Edge TV?
This is Coach.
Man, it's big budget. It's a big budget Edge TV. I wish your listeners could see Edge TV.
Is this how you shoot Campbell Live? Is it just a guy floating around with a handy cam?
Same guy. I should know his name after all these years. Same guy does it.
I reckon you should. If you've got a question this morning for Ask Me Anything with Mr. John Campbell, then you can call us on 0800 The Edge or text us to 3343. Andrea, what's your question?
Good morning. John, I just wanted to know if you believe in aliens.
What?
We've had all those booms up in Auckland, and I reckon the government answers a bit poppycock, so I wonder what your opinion is.
Wow.
Well, Andrew, I don't, but then, if you think about it, that if the world is infinite, if the universe is infinite, and there is an infinite number of stars, and all of those stars have planets and moons and all that kind of stuff, then the notion that there isn't something else somewhere is absurd, clearly. But I've had mathematically there must be, but I certainly have had no encounters with them. Sometimes when I see Guy at work, I think, oh, there's one. I'll give Andrea a call.
Hey, from the Twitter machine, did you piss yourself when Helen Clark ripped into you in that famous interview? So, if I remember correctly, Helen Clark referred to you as a sanctimonious little git or something like that?
A little creep, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. What was your reaction after that?
Well, it went back to the answer I gave before. If you know you're in the wrong, or if you think, oh, have I blown it? And I have in a couple of interviews, then you feel awful.
Yeah.
Like you don't sleep, you wake up at 3 a.m. for days and days following, and you relive it, and you just sort of do that internal mental scream. But with that one, I still believe we were right, so I don't feel that troubled by that.
But having the Prime Minister of the country talk to you like that must have hurt a little bit.
Yeah, my mouth went a little bit dry for a while, but not as much as other interviews that I've blown, which I've thought, for days and days.
That's another question. What's an interview that you've blown for days and days like that?
Oh, Ken Ring.
Ken Ring? Okay, you're famous for that. The Moon Man.
Yeah, the Moon Man.
I felt that was fair enough, though. He was a bit of a munter.
What I'd like to explain to people is that it was 3 or 4 days after the earthquake, and I'd seen, things that you just don't ever want to see. And I was at the CTV building that night. I worked through the night. I was with the families of the people who were in the rubble.
Yeah.
and people are scared and they're tired, and I was tired. We hadn't been sleeping, and it was just so sad and so horrific. And then there's some geezer in Auckland telling them it's going to happen again. But I lost my rag, and it was completely unprofessional of me to do so.
Wow.
And so, yeah.
Interesting to hear that you'd take it back like that.
Olive, what's your question for John?
Olive.
Hello,
Olive.
hi. I just wanted to know how you're always so happy, because you just seem to be like constantly happy.
Wow, good question.
Well, Olive, I don't know really. I do have days. I mean, I do have days where I get quite low, but look, Olive, we're only here the once, and you know, we better enjoy it. And the other thing is, I think you have to live, you know, always leave people as well as you found them, unless they're real schmucks and actually they deserve something other than that. And so who wants to fill the room with sadness, you know? And so I feel like, I mean, you sound like a happy person, Olive. I bet everyone, when you walk into a room, everyone thinks, yay, here's Olive. You know, that's the way to live your life.
You are so goddamn cute, John.
Oh, thanks.
I reckon
you honestly are.
I think I'm too old to be cute.
I reckon
you're not.
I reckon it's drugs from the text machine.
Don't say that.
Do you actually drive a Mazda?
I do. I very proudly drive one of the new Mazda 6s. Mazda are really fine sponsors of our program, and I'm really proud to drive one of their cars. You know, I mean, they help us keep our program on air. I'm super grateful to them.
And Catherine, what do you want to ask John?
Yeah, hi, John. You're a brilliant interviewer. I was just wondering if you could pick anyone from history, someone who's passed on, to interview.
Good question.
Who would you interview?
Who would you pick? Who would you pick?
Oh, he's flipped it back on you.
Oh, I would. At the moment, I'd be really interested in Helen Keller. I'd like to meet her.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
So,
should be quite hard to interview.
For
obvious reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, look, really boring. I'd probably go Elizabeth I, because I just think she was arguably the most remarkable woman in human history, arguably, and or William Shakespeare, because it would be wonderful to say, actually, he wrote every word. Forget all the theories, he wrote every word. I don't know, but I'm fascinated by that period in English history.
Coming up tonight on Campbell Live, we have William Shakespeare and Elizabeth. That'd be a good episode. That'd be a great episode.
Keep your questions coming in. I think we've got you for a few more minutes yet, John.
You can have me for as long as you like.
Fantastic. Our special guest, John Campbell, is still in studio with us. Immaculately dressed, John, I might add.
Yeah, I like suits. Yeah.
I thought we might get you in trackies this morning. Some trackies and a sweatshirt.
You've got more chance of me turning up naked than you have. In fact, I don't even own a pair of trackies.
I like that about you.
There are
don't
no
look
circumstances.
At me when you're saying that,
so,
I'm wearing trackies.
No, you're right. There are no circumstances in which it's appropriate for a 50-year-old man to wear a tracksuit.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks, Clint.
Is this the suit? Is this the suit that you'll present the show in tonight?
Yes, it is.
So you don't have a backup suit at work?
No.
What are you planning on?
I do. No, it's a good question, because sometimes you go out and sometimes you do end up standing in the middle of something that's not that pleasant.
Of course.
So I go to work and get changed. But probably this will be the suit I'll be wearing tonight.
Yeah. What guy?
Probably.
Oh, no, I was just going to... It seems like you're going to try and do something to his suit, like you're trying to sabotage him.
Oh, no, not
this
at all.
This is my only suit. My only... Don't sabotage.
How many suits do you own?
Not that many, actually. I mean, you know, I probably have one a day, so probably 5 suits.
Yeah, okay.
That's a good stash.
I find that interesting, and that's what this segment's about.
Yeah.
Hannah, what is your question you'd like to ask John?
I've never met a Hannah I didn't like, Hannah. It's always a name that belongs to a nice person.
Do you ever get stage fright, like, before you, like, interview someone?
Good question.
Very good question. Sometimes, yes, I'm surprised by it. I've been on TV3 because I did the news. So Campbell Life's been going almost 10 years, and I did the news for 6 or 7 years before then. So I've been in that studio a long time. But there are moments where I look at someone I'm about to interview and think, ooh. And so, and I do find my heart starts beating faster, and I do go dry in the mouth. Not that often anymore, but it does happen.
Can you think of an example recently?
Senior politicians.
Yeah.
And that's because their supporters are so tribal now. So if you're a national person, you're a national person, you're a Labour person, you're a Labour person, and the abuse. And they're not really interested in what's going on. They just want to... Anyone who criticises their man or their woman, they just want to hate you for it. And it's slightly insane. But you sort of brace yourself for it.
This may sound like a dumb question, but... Because you do host a lot of the debates leading up to the election and stuff like that, are you allowed to vote, or do you have to be impartial?
No, I think every citizen should vote. I think everyone, particularly young people, I think because we're making your world. Older people than you are making your world, building your world. They're deciding whether education's free. They're deciding whether health's free. Not for us, we've had our time, but for you and for your children. So everyone should vote, and everyone should think about it, including me. But what I don't do is, Yeah, I'm not strongly partisan. I mean, I don't feel passionately in favour of one party or another, and I think that would be completely inappropriate.
All right, we're going to finish up with John Campbell with a quick 10 next. This is Justin Timberlake, not a bad thing.
I've heard of him. I've heard of Justin Timberlake.
And you can ask anybody. Go ahead and ask anybody. Yeah, you can ask anybody. Anything.
10 quick fire questions.
That was very nice harmonies.
You're full of shit.
I am quite full of shit. I admired the fact you did it. I admired. Clint,
You should sing an intro for your show sometime, I think.
It'd be really bad, wouldn't it? Really.
So I've got 10 quick questions for John Campbell.
Go.
Straight off the top of the bat, what's your worst on-air screw-up?
Once I made Hillary Barry laugh so hard, and then I started laughing so hard when we were in the news, that neither of us could speak. We were hyperventilating on air, and they had to cut to an ad break.
Fantastic.
Not hard though. Hillary is easily getting the giggles though.
Yeah,
She cracks me up.
I adore Hillary Barry.
And second question in our fast 10. What happens if you're on camera and you notice that you have something on your face or you've got a bogey or something like that?
No, worse than that is you think you have, because if it's really obvious, someone in the studio will tell you, because I'm in the, I'm not alone in there, so someone will say, John, you've got, whatever. But sometimes you think you have. I had that last night. I thought, have I got a strange piece of spittle on my lip? And you're kind of reading the intro and go, yes, good evening, everyone. I'm thinking, oh no.
From Brendan McGurk on the Twitter machine, how often do you think, oh my God, not this bloody story?
Not too often, Brendan, but there are moments when you think, oh no. But not. I mean, we make 5 shows a week, 48 shows of the year.
Yeah,
it's 48 weeks a year, so it's 240 programs. Many of them have 3 stories, and so what's that? 720 stories. So you're going to see some of them. You're going to have seen some of them before, but not that often.
Sometimes you have to interview the Wiggles.
Yeah, that's right.
Question.
I've never done that. I've never. Tristram does it.
Okay,
beautiful.
Would you like to interview
takes the Wiggles hit.
From Instagram, from Catherine Lang, do you prefer baths or showers?
Showers. I'm a shower man.
Because it's faster?
Yeah, much faster.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Speaking of the shower, from Stephanie McRae, she wants to know, are you a shower singer? And if so, what song do you sing in the shower?
No, I'm a huge shower singer, much to the consternation and embarrassment of my family, and it's just whatever I'm listening to at the time. So it's just the latest thing. Yeah, it's lovely. It's really nice just singing in the shower.
What's your favourite interview you've ever done from Waitai?
This is such a boring answer. A man called Harry Belafonte, because he was there when the US civil rights movement was unfolding. He paid for Martin Luther King. He paid for the buses. He paid for when they were in Birmingham, Alabama. He was there, and he described it firsthand, and he looked across at me, and I thought, man, this man witnessed. He was at the heart of history. I had the hairs on the back of my neck standing up. He was a beautiful, inspirational man, and he was brave, and I just loved it.
From our Instagram page again, from Regan Tong, did you try any legal highs during your investigation into them?
No, I didn't actually. I don't know. I just don't trust the schmucks who make them.
Yeah.
To be frank, and I have grown up in New Zealand, and I haven't lived a blameless life, but I wasn't interested in that.
Just make Duncan Garner do it.
That's
right. As long as he's done it, we're okay.
Garner, that shot of Garner smoking his legal high.
Garner the guinea pig.
Oh man! Did you, Edge cameraman? You didn't take that shot of Garner smoking his legal high, man, because that would be something not to put on your show reel.
No, definitely not. Next question. We've actually, interestingly enough, had this question come in 4 or 5 times, John. Would you ever, after you retired from journalism, consider running for Prime Minister?
That's a very kind question, but probably not. I reckon politics is just so gruesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So unlovely.
Could you please run for Prime Minister?
That's all I didn't say. The problem is you go into Parliament. Who was it? Don Brash, a man with whom I didn't always agree, but he said you go into Parliament, believing in things, and he says you're carrying your special rows, and he says, but for all sorts of reasons, because you want to climb up the ranks and you want to please as many people as possible, you put your special rows in a shoebox and put it away. Then you get to the top and you think, I'll get my special rows out now, and you open your shoebox and it's dead.
Yeah.
And that's
what an amazing analogy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And that's what happens to what people believe in. And that's why actually our politics is looking like it's being driven by focus groups, because it is.
Yeah.
Okay. On both sides.
Yeah.
So all the idealism, all the belief, all the passion, all the romantic sense of being able to change the world is gone. And there's just a whole lot of people standing around saying what they think people want to hear.
Yeah.
Now, is that leadership? I don't think it is. And both major parties do it now. And I think it's terribly sad.
Okay. I definitely agree with that. It's very interesting.
Last question, John. and I'm interested to
Make
hear.
it good.
I'm interested to hear your answer on this one.
Make it good, Shaz Dog.
Out of anything,
Dog.
out of anything in the world and in your life, what is your number one pet hate?
Number one pet hate would be people saying like.
I knew it!
Like.
I knew you were going to say that.
I was totally like.
I've been-
And then she was like, and I was like, I said to my children, like what? Don't say like! You can say the F word, you can pick your nose and eat it, but don't say like.
I know this firsthand. It makes him very angry. I've had 3 telling offs from John for saying like.
I tell everyone off. I tell strangers on the street off.
John, you have been absolutely wonderful. We've thrown some shit at you and some horrible questions, and you've dealt with it beautifully.
You've been charming.
Very well done.
And people often say to me, do you really hate Guy Williams? And obviously, I think you're a clever and brilliant and lovely man.
Don't kiss ass now, John.
And a lot of it is just sexual
That
tension.
Ladies and gentlemen,
John Campbell!
That was our Ask Me Anything. The video will go online very shortly. Guy, Sharyn and Clint, The Edge.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint, Edge.
We're filling in for JJ, Mike and Tom, who are on their honeymoon. Congratulations. No, what are they on? Their 10th wedding anniversary or something like that.
You make it up, mate.
Anyway, time for our new hit game show. And I just can't believe that major TV networks such as Sky or TV1 or TV3 haven't picked up on this yet, because this is going to be a massive success. It's called Sharyn Earns a Caramel Koala.
Oh, a caramel koala.
And it's not as you're thinking, Guy, that sounds really complicated. No, it's not. It's just Sharyn earning a caramel koala.
Can you not say the word caramel?
And Sharyn, stop trying to sidetrack me from the game.
I just want to point out that I only play this game because we can't buy these things in New Zealand. So
they're very rare. I got them
had
back
to get
from Australia. Sharyn loves them. They're like crack to her. Yesterday, she ate one out of Chang's disgusting toes. Today, Sharyn, you're going to jump like a dolphin swimming out of the water at SeaWorld.
Yay!
To catch the caramel koala, which I'm holding up with my hands. And you've got to catch it in your mouth.
I tell
All right,
you what,
Sharyn?
I wish my friend Happy the Dolphin was here.
Let's play the game!
Oh, okay.
Here goes Sharyn.
Make the noise!
You can't move your hand.
Go for it. Go for it. Sharyn is jumping for the koala now. She's had no luck after about 5 attempts. A running jump there, no success. She's almost there. She's almost there. She's almost there. Oh, she got touch. She got touch. She got touch. She got it. She got it. She got it. Here's the rest of it. Here's the rest of it. Eat it like a dolphin. Eat it like a dolphin.
No.
Well done. That was Sharyn Earns a Caramel Koala, and I'm sorry that was degrading for human beings. I'm sorry, Sharyn, but that was hilarious.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint on the Edge.
Legend tells of a great creature that roamed the plains, going from servo to servo in a quest to find the perfect pie. No mince and cheese spared, no bacon and egg neglected. Now, joining us live from the brink of extinction, the last of his kind, he is Pie Connoissauros.
Ross, hello.
Good morning.
When you're ready, you explain to us what you are consuming today, and then feel free to start reviewing.
This is a bit unorthodox, having a pie in the morning, but we have a Big Ben mince and cheese in the wrapper. Smells good. Classic.
Pie Connoissauros.
Is classic a good thing? I think that's a good thing.
That can't be the whole review.
Ross!
He's walking out the door.
He's taking the pie with him, though.
It's a good sign. It's a good sign.
The worst pie reviewer in the world.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint, Edge.
Time to do soccer talk, or as football fans call it, football talk, because they hate it when you call soccer for some bizarre reason. This includes spoilers, so if you are saving the results of the games, be quiet right now because Netherlands beat Chile 2-0, Spain beat Australia 3-0, and Brazil is leading Cameroon 3-1. Mexico and Croatia is still 0-0. And the reason I reveal these scores is because Clinton Roberts reckons that the lack of point scoring in the Football World Cup makes it less of a sport, and that pisses me off so much. Clint, did I just summarise your stupid theory properly?
Somewhat, yeah.
Because you seem like a moron when I talk to you.
Okay.
What?
So, explain your theorem to the world.
No.
First of all, don't tell him he's a moron.
No, I'm going to say that because wait till you hear his theory.
The game itself is 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is 10 minutes longer than a game of rugby.
Yeah.
The game we know and love.
Yeah.
The game so close to our hearts.
Well, it's okay.
The game that our nation was built on.
I prefer basketball, but yeah.
Yeah, we weren't built on that. But basketball, fantastic example.
Oh, thank you.
Exciting sport.
There is not 90 minutes of play in a game of basketball.
No.
There's less.
No, but the games go for like 3 hours.
I know. And by the end of it, close to 200 points more often than not are on the board.
Yeah.
And in a game of rugby you watch for 80 minutes, by the end of it, the scores, more often than not, in the double figures on both sides.
Yeah.
If I sit there for 90 minutes... I expect more than a 0-0 draw.
No, you're an idiot. What and why is that bad?
Because if you're so good at football and it's such a good game, score a goal.
Do you know what?
Score a goal, mate. The goal is so much bigger than a basketball hoop, and they nail that stuff.
I've got to say, I kind of agree with Clint.
No.
Because I love all the tricky stuff that they do, and yeah, it's real hard, but watching that for 90 minutes and they're not scoring is boring. Like, why are you doing all that work if you're not getting it in between the posts?
Yeah.
I'm going to come out and say it. Soccer is the toughest sport in the world to excel at. And I'll tell you that why. Not because it's physically tough. It's not physically as tough as rugby.
I feel
but
like
I'll tell you why.
thing would be harder.
Because it is by a mile. It is by a mile the most played sport in the world, okay?
Just because it's the most... Surely if it's the most played, doesn't that mean it's the easiest? Because people are just like copying out and playing
everyone can give it a go.
No, because it's popular and it's cheap and everywhere... It's the only language that the whole world speaks. Everyone agrees on it. We may disagree on religion. We may disagree on territorial boundaries or politics. But everyone agrees on soccer. Even in New Zealand, it's the most participated in sport.
We don't agree. There's been wars caused by football.
Okay.
We don't even agree on what it's called.
Okay.
And Sharyn and I can't stand it.
Okay. So becoming the best, because so many people play it, more than golf, more than basketball, a lot more than rugby, it's the hardest sport to become the best at because everyone plays it. So to become the best, to become Neymar or Messi or Ronaldo, is almost, you've got your chances are 1 in a billion, literally.
Say the players we know, David Beckham and Ronaldo.
No. Yeah.
That's it.
I've got an idea, and I'll just leave it at this.
Yeah.
Could we spice up the game of soccer?
I see where you're going. G-bangers.
Well, that would be spicy for sure. 3-pointers.
No.
Oh, yeah.
The goal is so big, kick it from further out and we'll give you more points, like in basketball.
Halfway kick, get 8 points.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing tougher than soccer. They're going to have against the toughest opponents in defence in the world, and it's amazing to watch. It's a beautiful game.
No, it is tough. You've seen how much those players cry when they fall over.
No!
So it must be pretty tough.
Screw you, Clint.
Can I just say, it has been such a pleasure to join you on Radio Sport this morning. Loved it.
Guy, Sharyn and Clint's Edge.
There you go. That was a podcast. Thank you so much for joining us.
I am just reading the text machine feedback from the soccer debate that we had in that show. Clint on the side of soccer being dumb because so few goals are scored, I believe is your argument.
I think you're oversimplifying my stance.
That's roughly what it was.
I have points. Okay, and Guy's position that soccer's the best because everyone does it.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. It's the most popular sport in the world, so therefore it's the best.
I think that was the slogan for smoking in the 50s as well. Smoking is great because everyone does it.
No. Because not at all. Smoking was proved because everyone did it because they thought it was helpful, and when it was proved to be harmful. Are you saying soccer could be proven to be medically harmful in the future?
No, I'm saying it might not be as good as you think it is.
Brain damage.
So is soccer. People fall over in soccer all the time.
So I've got to argue with myself here because I feel like you guys aren't providing me with enough resistance.
We've had the argument.
You're
This was
arguing
about
that
this.
We've already
McDonald's isn't the best restaurant in the world just because it's the most popular
We've had
restaurant.
the argument.
actually not.
Read the feedback. Let's see what the voters have to say.
Also, there's more Subways in America than there are McDonald's.
So text feedback
Some
is,
uberfacts.
can you just shut Guy up? His voice is annoying.
Good
He
point.
just
Which is what
sounds
we were
dumb.
trying to do.
Yeah.
They've spelt dumb wrong. They've spelled it D-U-M.
Okay, not helping our
And then
point.
they wrote soccer is gay, which is a homophobic
okay,
slur.
read out the ones that don't harm our point.
I'm with Clint. Football is boring. Shut up, Guy. I
Good
feel
one.
like I'm just like a person who's preaching to like the backwards New Zealanders about the game that everyone else in the world is playing. Have you rowed before? That's the hardest sport in the world. Classic rower, get in there, eh? Someone punched Guy in the face twice
Is
because they
there
want to
any
punch him in the
support?
face
Is
quite a
there
lot.
any support for you on there?
Not really, but that's because, as I said, I'm preaching to the unconverted, the heathens. They don't believe. Everyone else in the world agrees with me. Soccer, the greatest sport of all time.
I heard that Andrew Mulligan and Mark Richardson were looking for a co-host on Radio Sport. You may fit in with this yarn.
I might try that.
The most important thing here is that Guy was wrong and we were right.
No, I wasn't.
Is he still talking about soccer? Because I stopped listening and checked my
Oh, here's
Facebook.
what someone's in right now, guys. Right. Finally, good to finally hear a Kiwi agree with me. Kia kaha, mate. Kia kaha.
That guy also is English.
See you
so
tomorrow,
of course he
guys.
says that.
The Guy, Sharyn and Clint podcast.